Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the L-sit leg raise. This is a very rehab-based exercise, something we use with athletes that happen to be injured or they're coming to us from physical therapy, and we're trying to bridge that gap back to the return to play protocols. So this is great at developing the quads and the hip flexors specifically. It's very easy to do. So again, this isn't like a main training exercise for our facility by any means. This is just an exercise that we use to help mainly keep lower body strength and size during injury. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a way to sit on the ground, and I like to start with our back against something to support the athlete. That way they have to be strict and sit up in a good position and posture, because what I've found is when athletes sit here like this, they just kind of slouch and then they do the exercise and they don't really get as much out of it. So I really like trying to put their back up against something where for the most part there's a little bit of space back here, but not a lot. But we're in a good upright position, and then my legs are good and long. Obviously, with this being an exercise for like an injured athlete, my suggestion is obviously to just do the leg that you're able to do and what you're trying to focus on. So for example, if I hurt my foot on my right leg, I'm trying to do this to help develop my leg on that affected side. I would need to do it on the unaffected side, because I would be able to do other single leg work, like Bulgarian split squats, or maybe like a single leg RDL or something like that. I'm gonna have ways I can train this leg a little harder than I can this one. So I like to think toes pulled towards my face, hands kind of on the ground to support myself. If my right leg is my injured leg, the leg we're gonna work here, I'm gonna flex my quad, okay, and then we're gonna leg raise as high as we can. Brief hold, back down. Brief hold, back down. So we want to make sure we get a good quality hold. Raise as high as you can, and then back down each time. If you're doing it right, you should feel quad musculature on fire at the top once you've held it for a while. And then obviously you would switch legs if you were able to switch legs. But that's basically what it is. It's, again, quad and hip flexor. Depending upon where your athlete's at in the rehab process, I honestly just program this for 10 to 20 reps. I give them quite a bit of a range. I just make sure I let them know that I want a good quality squeeze, contraction, and hold at the top on each rep. So that might be a 1 count, that might be a 2 count. If it's more of an advanced athlete, they kind of understand. I mean, I can feel, okay, that's a good contraction I'm after, down. Okay, that's a good contraction. Like, it takes a bit for it to kick in until you start feeling it really, really strongly, and in terms of how weak that musculature might be, especially if they're coming off of something, chances are that musculature is already super weak and has started to see some atrophy, and again, we're trying to get them back or trying to prevent atrophy in the first place. So that's a pretty big rep range, but then, I would really just kind of not try to pair this with a whole lot. If they're injured, you're probably just going to let them stay seated down, and then they might be able to do something else in that position as well if you're able to maximize that time. But again, a very simple exercise, definitely more driven towards the injured or the rehab setting, not so much an exercise that we're programming on a daily basis. But I've had multiple kids get injured at practice, or tweak an ankle or something like that, and we got to figure out a way to train around stuff, and this is definitely a go-to exercise in terms of lower body for affected legs. So if you're looking for something, a way to work around that, I think having stuff in your repertoire ready to go, because athletes will get injured, but being able to be ready, you got some options there. So that's the exercise. If you got any questions, feel free in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.